Hi everyone, my name's Mel. Welcome back to my bookshelf. And it's a lovely night. My children are asleep. I am here with a bottle of wine. And why am I in such a wonderful mood, you ask? Because I've just handed in my second last assignment for my master's program. So I have less than a month to go and I am so super excited. But I'm still on a reading ban because if I start to read, I'll neglect my university stuff. So forcing myself not to read. I am listening to audiobooks still, so I'm still getting some sanity, but not reading any physical books. And it just so happens that this month I've been sent some books from publishers. I've also bought a few books on Amazon, bought a few books for my kids, went to a secondhand bookshop and bought a couple more books, and I can't read any of them just yet. But to celebrate handing in my assignment, I am going to open everything, show you guys what I've got and fill that little void of holding books in my hands for a while. So I thought I'd start with some children's books that I picked up for my kids. They're a little bit advanced for my kids at the moment, but I am reading them when they go to sleep. So, I mean, I guess technically, is that breaking my book ban? Whoops. So the first one is the Strangeworlds travel agency. So we're about a quarter of the way through this at the moment. It's a lot of fun. It's about a young girl named Felicity, which my daughter adores because her name is also Felicity. And they just move to a new town and she stumbles across the Strangeworlds travel agency. She's invited to join like this secret society. Without giving anything away, I might just read from the back. She realizes that something isn't right in the magical multiverse. Blizzards are hitting in the middle of summer, entire city streets are disappearing, and one suitcase leads her to a world that has been completely abandoned. So this is a lot of fun. As I said, a little bit advanced for my 7-year-old, but it won't be long and I'm sure he'll be reading it. I also just got the Dragon Realm series by Katie and Kevin Zhang. So this is Dragon Mountain and Dragon Legend, and just look at the covers on these. They are absolutely stunning. Again, these are a little bit advanced for my kids, and I haven't started reading them yet, but I hear wonderful things about them. When 12-year-old Billy Chan's parents sent him to a summer camp in the mountains of China, he doesn't know what to expect. He'd much rather be spending the holidays back home than hanging out with total strangers at Camp Dragon. That is until him and his fellow campmates stumble across the entrance to a secret mountain and find 4 real-life warrior dragons trapped inside. The dragons are fearsome, clever, and dangerous, and they've been waiting for him. So that's the first one, and I won't read the synopsis for the second in case of spoilers. I haven't read it yet, but they both look just amazing. And my son absolutely loves dinosaurs and dragons, so I'm sure he's going to adore these. Okay, we have something from the book depository. Now, I can't even remember what I ordered, so it feels like a children's book. I'm pretty sure I went on a bit of a children's book buying binge. So this is Harley, Hitch and the Iron Forest. Trouble seems to follow Harley Hitch everywhere. That might mean explosions at school, runaway robots, or a giant slug. Deep in the Iron Forest, Harley and her new friend Cosmo notice an unusual fungus. The forest is special. Its plants grow the mechanical parts that everyone needs. When the fungus starts spreading fast, all of Ventura could fall apart. What or who is causing this strange growth? Harley Hitch is on the case. So this one gets really amazing reviews, and I've seen a few people review it on BookTube. My son is going to really love it because there's lots of illustrations through it. It looks like a lot of fun, and we might read it tomorrow because now I have tomorrow where I'm not doing an assignment this due Monday because I've already done it. Oh, organisation. Harper Collins sent me the new Fiona McCullen book, Trick of the Light. Now I really adore the covers on these. Here are the other two I've got. I've got A Life of Her Own and The Long Road Home, which are all just beautiful covers. So Erica, newly widowed, is devastated to discover her venture capitalist husband left her their finances in ruins. Determined to save her home, whilst protecting her teenage daughters, she vows to get back on her feet without letting them or anyone else know the truth. When her girls head off on a long-planned overseas adventure, Erica focuses on her much-loved job behind a makeup counter to keep her emotionally and financially afloat, although she is troubled by a peculiar encounter at work. Then she loses her job, the darkness beckons, and Erica's life spirals downwards, further disrupted by strange occurrences in her house. Missing objects, stopped clocks, noises in the night. She could doubt her very sanity. Can she swallow her pride and make herself reach out to her friends in time? Does she have a choice? A moving story of loss, change, and self-discovery from Australia's master storyteller. So this looks amazing. So thank you so much, Harper Collins. Another one that was sent to me via Ventura Press is As Swallows Fly. Another beautiful cover. So this one sounds really interesting. It's written by an Australian surgeon. When Malika, a young orphan in rural Pakistan, is savagely attacked, her face is left disfigured and her self-esteem destroyed. Haunted by the assault, she hides from the world, finding solace in her mathematical theories. A few years later, her intellectual brilliance is discovered, and she leaves conflict-stricken Pakistan for a better education in Melbourne, where she finds herself placed with Kate, a successful plastic surgeon facing emotional insecurities of her own. Their lives slowly intertwine as they find within each other what each has lacked alone. At first, Kate's skills appear to offer a simple solution to Malika's anguish. When tragedy strikes, the price of beauty is found to be much higher than either of them could have known. A poignant portrayal of survival, identity, and empowerment in a culture dominated by the pursuit of perfection. In a captivating and unforgettable debut, Macmillan asks what might be possible if we have the courage to be flawed. So this sounds like a pretty emotional story. It sounds pretty amazing. And it's got some extremely positive reviews so far, and I can't wait to read it when I can. So thank you, Ventura Press. Okay, this one is from Pan Macmillan. And it is Peter James, Left You Dead, the 17th Detective Superintendent Roy Grace novel from the highly acclaimed #1 best-selling author. So, a Detective Superintendent Roy Grace novel. Is this Roy Grace's most challenging case yet? A mystery that, for the first time in his career, is leaving him totally confounded. Most Sundays, Niall and Eden Paternoster like to go for a drive and visit country houses. She likes to look at them, he likes to dream that one day. However, most weeks they also end up bickering about something or another. This particular Sunday he wants to get back to catch the end of the Belgian Grand Prix, while she insists they stop somewhere to buy cat litter. Reluctantly, he pulls into the car park of a large supermarket and waits while she dashes in. He waits and waits, but Eden does not come back out. She's gone. When he gets home, she's not there either, and none of the friends or family have heard from her. A few days later, in vigorously protesting his innocence, he's arrested on suspicion of her murder. When Roy Grace is called in to investigate Eden's disappearance, it soon transpires that nothing is as it originally seemed. Now, I really don't usually step into books that are so into a series, so I'm not sure if I will read this one. Maybe I'll do a giveaway or something, but I love the cover. Oh, it's a major ITV drama starring John Sim as Roy Grace. Well, considering this is number 17 in the series, some of my trusted friends on Goodreads have rated it quite highly, so I might check out the beginning of the series. I don't like coming in at 17. I think the characters are probably already established, and I haven't had good experiences coming in this far into a series, so I'll see what happens. Thanks, Pan Macmillan, for sending me Left You Dead. I've got one from Harlequin. Ooh. I bring scissors. Alright, it is dun dun dun. Rachel Johns, the new one, How to Mend a Broken Heart. Oh, I really like this author. So summer in New Orleans means hot days, long nights, spooky stories, and surprising new beginnings. Felicity Bell, another Felicity, oh my gosh, has struggled to move on after her marriage broke down. Her ex has found love again, her children have their own lives, and it's beginning to feel like her only comfort comes from her dog and her new job as a taxidermist. Oh gosh. So when Felicity gets an offer to work in New Orleans for a few months, she's drawn to the chance to make a fresh start. Zoe is ready to start a family with her husband, but when he betrays her, she's left shattered and desperate for a change of scenery. Joining her mother on the other side of the world to drown her sorrows seems the perfect solution. Although both mother and daughter are wary of risking their hearts to love again, Theo, a jazz bar owner, and Jack, a local ghost hunter, offer fun, friendship, and distraction. But all is not how it seems in New Orleans. A chance meeting with Oriella, a reclusive artist who surprised them with lessons from her life, prompts Flick and Zoe to reassess what they want. Can all three women learn from the past in order to embrace their future? An uplifting novel about three women joyously learning to move on after heartbreak by the best-selling author of The Patterson Girls and Flying the Nest. So Rachel Johns is an Australian author, and I've really enjoyed a few of her books, so I'm really excited to have this one. And look at the cover, it's so purple, it's beautiful. This one doesn't come out till the 5th of May, so that's only next week. Thank you, Harper Collins. The last unboxing is another Harlequin. Harper Collins again. I just love getting these at my door. When I see them, I just get this wonderful feeling. And this one is The Other Side of Beautiful. I think I've seen this one around. Kim Locke. Lost and Found meets The Rosie Project in a stunning breakout novel where a vulnerable misfit is forced to re-engage with the world despite her best efforts. Meet Mercy Blaine, whose house is just burnt down. Unfortunately for Mercy, this goes beyond the disaster that it would for most people. She hasn't been outside that house for 2 years now. Flung out into the world she's been studiously ignoring, Mercy goes to the only place she can, her not-quite ex-husband Eugene's house. But it turns out she can't stay there either. So begins Mercy's unwilling journey. After the chance purchase of a cult classic camper van with the company of her sausage dog Wasabi and a mysterious box of cremated remains, Mercy heads north from Adelaide to Darwin. On the road, through badly timed breakdowns, gregarious troops of grey nomads and run-ins with a rogue adversary, Mercy's carefully constructed walls start crumbling. But what was Mercy hiding from in her house, and why is Eugene desperate to have her back in the city? They say you can't run forever. Exquisite, tender and wry, this is a breakout novel about facing anxiety and embracing life from an extraordinary new talent. Okay, so it's a breakout novel. I swear I've seen this cover before. So Kim Locke, and I know that name. So this is from Harlequin, Harper Collins, and it comes out in July. So watch this space. So thank you so much, Harper Collins. So I've just got 3 more books to show you. This one I picked up from a secondhand bookshop. It's a Juliet Marillier, so whenever I see a Juliet Marillier book anywhere, I like to buy it if I can. And this one is the sequel to another one I bought at the same secondhand shop. So Shadowfell. Shadowfell is the first in the Shadowfell series, and Raven Flight is the second. So I thankfully picked both of these up at the same shop. So anyone who knows Marillier's writing knows that it'll be Celtic-inspired fantasy, a bit of romance. The people of Alban are afraid. The tyrannical king and his masked enforcers are scouring the land, burning villages, enslaving the canny. 15-year-old I can never pronounce these Celtic words, so apologies. Neren has fled her home in the wake of its destruction, is alone and penniless, hiding her extraordinary magical power. She can rely on no one, not even the elusive good folk, who challenge and bewilder her with their words. When an enigmatic stranger saves her life, Neren and the young man called Flint begin an uneasy journey together. She wants to trust Flint, but how can she tell who is true in this land of evil? For Neren has heard whisper of a mysterious place far away, a place where rebels are amassing to free the land and end the king's reign, a place called Shadowfell. A story of courage, hope, danger, and love from one of the most compelling fantasy storytellers. Totally agree. And so I won't read the synopsis of the second one, but now I've got it, so I will definitely read them when I can read again. I can't remember who vlogged about this recently. I can't remember, but when I saw it, I had to get it. It's Stephen King's Revival. I've heard such good things about this one. So in a small New England town in the early 60s, a shadow falls over a small boy playing with his toy soldiers. Jamie Morton looks up to see a striking man, the new minister Charles Jacobs. Soon they forge a deep bond based on their fascination with simple experiments in electricity. Decades later, Jamie is living a nomadic lifestyle of bar band rock and roll. Now an addict, he sees Jacobs again, a showman on stage, creating dazzling portraits in lightning, and their meeting has a profound consequence for both the men. Their bond becomes a pact beyond even the devil's devising, and Jamie discovers that revival has many meanings. Spectacularly dark and electrifying novel about addiction, religion, music, and what might exist on the other side of life. It is a masterpiece from King in the great American tradition of Nathaniel Hawthorne and Edgar Allan Poe. I've heard really great reviews, and I always love a good Stephen King, so I will definitely give this one a go. And finally, I picked up The Betrayals by Bridget Collins. If everything in your life was based on a lie, would you risk it all to tell the truth? At an exclusive academy tucked away in the mountains, the best and brightest are trained for excellence in the Grand Jeu, an arcane and mysterious contest. Leo Martin was once a student there, but lost his passion for the Grand Jeu following a violent tragedy. Now he returns in disgrace, exiled to his old place of learning with his political career in tatters. Montvert has changed since he studied there, even allowing a woman, Claire Dryden, to serve in the highest office of the Magister Ludi. When Leo first sees Claire, he senses an odd connection with her, though surely they've never met before. The bond between them is strengthening, but both Leo and Claire have built their lives on lies, and as the legendary Midsummer game draws closer, secrets are whispering in the walls. So I've heard that this one is not quite as good as the binding, but it's got a beautiful cover, so I had to buy it. It doesn't get the best reviews, it's pretty mixed, but I'll definitely give this one a go because I really liked the binding, and I'll have to do a video on that one when I have more time. So I've got a couple of audiobooks this month. I'm reading one from NetGalley at the moment, which is called Vicarious by Rhett Bruno, and it's really quite entertaining. It's a sci-fi adventure. It's narrated by Will Wheaton. I also just finished the First Law trilogy, The Last Argument of Kings, which was the third one, and it was so good. And I might have to do a video on that one as well. So I've downloaded The Forgetting Moon by Brian Lee Durfee. I've also downloaded Malice by John Gwynne. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to start with first. So I'm not sure if I want to jump into one of them straight away or if I want to maybe try something a little lighter. I've still got some Dresden Files there to get through, so I might listen to one of them as like a palette cleanser. They make good palette cleansers. That is my haul. It was pretty big. So grateful to all the publishers that sent me books to review on my blog and here. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.